things are getting so bad in regard of like how obvious the manipulation are getting. But if you've watched some of my videos, you clearly hear that one thing is clear here is the importance of altering memories in brainwashing, gaslighting. But it's getting too obvious. Like, as a target individual, I understood they've been doing a lot of alteration and manipulations in real time, which is what they do in these degrading ways. But to make it seem like they're not altering me, they've been doing things where memory manipulation has been done. So they make me have this experience in real time and then go into my memories and falsify it. Now, this is going to be the ultimate manipulation here. And it's not the ultimate obvious thing, but the amount of effort they put in this obviousness, it just scares me. And it scares me because I know with me as a target individual, there's been a lot of like, they've been doing the manipulation and then they've been try to do that in front of me. Gaslight me in front of me. As if like I should be too decent to be reactive to it. Is this a weird, for me, I find it very bizarre that people who participate in that don't expect nothing to happen to them. As obvious as it gets. It's like they think they're immune from death, from dying. And I wonder, like, this maybe they think that I'm just too much of a good person to even want to do that. And of course, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be harmful. I don't want to kill anybody. I don't want to harm anybody. But would I think about harming somebody who I know is harming me? Yes. I've never been in that space, but now I'm in that. So if I see somebody in front of me, no matter what they look like, no matter how they behave, no matter the gender and the race, I have no problem because not only I know they're harming me, I know they're involved in something that harms the most vulnerable, even women and children. But they still have this entitlement based on their facade and the way they present themselves. That is just so bizarre to me. I've never met individual, or maybe I didn't know that it was possible because I never been in this circumstance where maybe it's their race, maybe it's their gender that have given them this entitlement. Maybe it's this program, which when I asked, if you're a target individual, go ask ChatGPT and do questioning about why people behave in this fashion, and they will give you a psychological understanding of what's happening in a very intellectual way. What's happening here, as they are more exposed for the reality of what they're part of, they double down in the manipulations, in the falsification. And I've been pushing them to not only double down, but to go to another level. Here's the false memory they're creating. Who you're seeing here is somebody called, I'm not going to say his name. He's a coworker of mine. This coworker of mine was a coworker who was working for the company where I was working for, who actually put me in this program. A very bizarre guy, weird man. And on his desk, he had a picture of his family, like everybody had a picture of people. I have the picture of my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend at the time. He had a picture of his grandchildren. He had like a child, little girl, some thing there. And then I'm saying little thing, they try to manipulate me. And I will ask about, what's that? I was like, okay, cool. I was like, your grandchild. I was like, yeah, my weekend was great. That's right. It was normal. Now, it's clear that I've made videos a lot about memory manipulation. They've been altering my memories. Everywhere where there's little girls, they've been falsifying the memories with experiences and stimulation that they make me experience today. I have a long list of maybe over 100 videos of memory manipulation. It's been the same old thing. Basically, what they try to do is to make me identify with my current experiences. They go to my memories and falsify my memories and be like, well, we're matching. You felt like that. And it's been, first it was a little bit more like further in my childhood. Then they now adding and now it's getting to that point where like even literally my coworkers of the people who put me in this program becoming more obvious. But now it's getting to another level. one thing they've been doing with me today is when I watch adult content, what they do, if you go watch and look for any videos I've made about me and my rewiring, search for adult contents. What they do, as I'm watching adult content and climaxing, what they do is just they rewire my thought process to make me start thinking about children. It's so disturbing. So guess what they start doing now? You've guessed it. To look like they're just pairing, which is stupidity. They start manipulating my memories to make me think, oh, actually, when you're watching this thing with adult content, let me just say this: I'm not perfect. I've watched, of course, adult content. I'm an adult man with my imperfection, and I know who I really am. So they start making me imagine when you were actually watching adult content, you were actually thinking about the grandchild of your coworker, and start making me imagine that. They start making me imagine me just start thinking of my coworker's grandchild that he had a picture of there. Let me repeat that. And I said that on purpose because they're doing some noise campaign to try to. They'll make me imagine, and they are making me imagine that while I was watching adult content, I was imagining the grandchild of my coworker who had the grandchild on his picture of the grandchild on his desk. Now I know it's clearly, obviously, a falsified memory. It's a altered memory. As I say falsified, they want to try to negate it. So let me just try to use a different word. A changed memory, an altered memory, a memory that was not actually experienced, but so obvious. And guess what they're doing to make me subscribe to that? They're making noise campaign. They were doing whip noises and all kind. That I was actually thinking of the grandchild of my coworker because the picture of his grandchild was there, and I was thinking about that. Now, these people participating in this program not only want me to identify with that, they will try to do that in front of me. And by the way, expect you to not be aggressive or wanting to be aggressive toward them. I can't even believe that they did. Like, for me, I'm imagining, okay, if I do this, for me, in my own, if I was participating in this, which thank God I'm not. Thank God, thank you, you didn't give me the option to partake in this thing or normalizing this thing. Because who knows, I would think that this is a normal thing to be part of. I would try to be smooth about it. It's like, let's just gradually get to that point. So we're not there yet. He's obviously not to the point where he will subscribe to that. We're not there. Let's continuously, gradually go there. Let's go to a further older memory and falsify that or alter that. He's not to the point where he will subscribe to that. What we're gonna do by doing that is we're gonna validate his what he was kept saying about memory manipulation. Whatever we've done, he's not to the stage where he will subscribe to this altered memory. And I'm not saying falsify, because falsify has been try to reconstruct that in something else in an idiotic way, by the way, in a just nonsensical way. So now I'm like, this is insane. I'm almost insulted. In a way, they're doing this thing. It's like, you think I'm at the stage where I will subscribe to this? I'm at the level of manipulation where I will subscribe to this false memory. They even did the whole thing where they had like this fake ass fanaticalness about it. Part of this thing, right, is after they manipulate you, they have these people who are supposed to act emotional and act fanatical. It's all brainwashing tactics. They're supposed to present themselves in this fanatical way that is so obvious, that you're so angry. It's like, it's so you, you get it, it's so my god. And they start going through things, and also they utilize like this like word salad tactic where they're just throwing jargon away, like just saying things to just to overwhelm you. But it's so systematic that it's so obvious what they're doing. So I don't even pay attention. It's like, oh, you start. Are you gonna start talking about random other things? They then start talking about you're gonna be so tortured, you're gonna be so raped, and you're gonna be so okay. Whatever's gonna happen, let me reassure you. You make me think that that memory is real. That I was thinking about the grandchild of my coworker, which picture was on his desk when I was watching adult content. Well, that was when I was watching, let's call it, Blacked. The child of Danny, the grandchild of Danny, was coming in my mind. And then you're gonna put yourself in front of me and try to gaslight me? And I'm just gonna be politely sitting there, calmly watching you try to make me subscribe to that? And that because you are of this gender, of this race, of this class level, of this whatever, I'll be like, oh, let me just be a submissive, pacified individual. Target individual. The number one thing about brainwashing, the key thing here, they start with altering memories. Memories are altered for you to be descriptive of the correct manipulation, to identify with this manipulation. There, and then once you're exposing them for the obvious manipulation, guess what they do? They double down. Instead of being like, okay, well, let's just be smooth about it. No, they go even harder about the obvious manipulation. Stay strong. Who you see here is who I apparently grandchild I was thinking of as I was watching. Blacked. Look up coworkers. This is a perp that I know is a perp. They've been trying to make me subscribe to this thing in so many ways. Matter of fact, I know my brain is so bad right now, but there's even a time when this guy, I could hear him say, "Oh, I don't know about this whole pedophilia thing. I'm not gonna, It seems like he didn't want to go that route, whatever route it was, whatever. But then it's like, no, actually, this is how you're thinking about his grandchild when you're watching Blacks." And they want to make me. They have created so many random narrative based on that. It's like, and want me to subscribe to that. It's like, you went too early on this. I'm not that mentally degraded for me to think that this is real. But stay strong. Understand? These perps have no shame because the level of cowardness that's allowing them to do that. They are in a sense of mind where, first of all, there's a lot of group thinking happening. There's a lot of entitlement. And they have this like delusionality about this whole thing where they have this like rationality is no longer fully there. That even you as a target individual, you're like, okay, this, like, I could even show you that this is not the right time to do this thing. Why? Because it's not there yet. You're just putting more fuel into his explosive. Target individual, stay strong.
Central to brainwashing because our memories are the raw material the mind. First, memory manipulation is central to brainwashing because our memories are the raw material the mind uses to build identity, trust, beliefs, and a sense of truth. If an attacker can change what you remember or make you doubt what you remember, they can reshape how you see yourself, other people, and reality, which makes the person far easier to control. Here's why, step by step, with practical signs and what helps resist or recover. Why memory manipulation matters in brainwashing. Identity is reconstructive. Your sense of who you are depends on remembered events, values, and choices. Change those memories and you change the person's self-narrative. First, memory manipulation is central to brainwashing because our memories are the raw material the mind uses to build identity, trust, beliefs, and a sense of truth. If an attacker can change what you remember or make you doubt what you remember, they can reshape how you see yourself, other people, and reality, which makes the person far easier to control. Here's why, step by step, with practical signs and what helps resist or recover. Why memory manipulation matters in brainwashing. Identity is reconstructive. Your sense of who you are depends on remembered events, values, and choices. Change those memories and you change the person's self-narrative. First, memory manipulation is central to brainwashing because our memories are the raw material the mind uses to build identity, trust, beliefs, and a sense of truth. If an attacker can change what you remember or make you doubt what you remember, they can reshape how you see yourself, other people, and reality, which makes the person far easier to control. Here's why, step by step, with practical signs and what helps resist or recover. Why memory manipulation matters in brainwashing. Identity is reconstructive. Your sense of who you are depends on remembered events, values, and choices. Change those memories and you change the person's self-narrative. First, memory manipulation is central to brainwashing because our memories are the raw material the mind uses to build identity, trust, beliefs, and a sense of truth. If an attacker can change what you remember or make you doubt what you remember, they can reshape how you see yourself, other people, and reality, which makes the person far easier to control. Here's why, step by step, with practical signs and what helps resist or recover. Why memory manipulation matters in brainwashing. Identity is reconstructive. Your sense of who you are depends on remembered events, values, and choices. Change those memories and you change the person's self-narrative.